Comrades and friends, as an editor of Workers' World for more than 40 years now, I can say I appreciate the written word. The spoken too, but I appreciate the written word, and thus I want to recognize not only the last-minute messages, but also those from revolutionary writers, some of whom we publish regularly, but for one reason or another, they have not yet been mentioned, so I want to mention them to you because we have published them on workerspoint.org, and we will publish as much as we can of what the people have taught us here today. And some of these are really something that people who are involved in this struggle should read because these are words that nourish our struggle. So we thank Analyst Maestro from the Communist Nuclei of Spain, who interviewed Laila Ghanem, a Lebanese, she introduced Ghanem as a Lebanese communist who is close to the Palestinian resistance as well as the Lebanese resistance. And she is more aware than people in general are about the development of the axis of resistance and the struggle in that region. As a result, Ghanem's description of October 7 analyzes the unity of action amongst the various tendencies of the anti-imperialist resistance in the various parts of the region around Palestine. We thank Mark van der Putte, a Belgian Leninist who writes for the website Investigation in Belgium and for various French and Spanish language sites. He analyzed the intricate relationship over the last 140 years between world imperialism, especially Britain and the United States, and the Zionist movement. Van der Putte exposed the role the Israeli state plays in the service of the world imperialist ruling class. We thank Manuel Raposo, a Leninist from Portugal, who contributed an analysis of why the imperialist countries today give unconditional support to Israel. He writes, the behaviors of the United States, the European Union, and Europe in general shows beyond doubt that Israel's war against the Palestinians is part of a general war by the imperialist West against the people of the Middle East. And he warned also, like Omar Wali did before, of what it means for how the imperialists would act even within their own country if their property is threatened by a working class rebellion, and to prepare for it. And I guess he means to hit first. We thank the International Peace Initiative, Stop World War III, which held their international conference in Rome on October 27th and 28th last year. 40 organizations from 24 countries participated. They started off mobilizing against the US-NATO war in Ukraine against Russia, but after October 7th, focused also on the genocide being carried out in Gaza. They now declare in a statement, quote, Palestine needs even stronger support from all who fight for democratic rights, for self-determination against imperialism and colonialism, and for a new international order, end quote. Now, along with those, we do have the last-minute ones. Some I just want to mention. There's the Marxist sociologist from Panama, Olmedo Bolucci. There's in Turkey, there's the struggle human, Mucadeli Birligi, who sent a statement. We thank also Alison Boudin from the Fire This Time organization in Vancouver, Canada. We thank the Manuel Rodriguez Patriotic Front in Chile. We thank the Labor Union of Educational, Health, and Public Service Workers in Venezuela. And we thank the Communist Party of Swaziland. We will make all the statements of solidarity available for people to read. As I said, I believe in the written word, even though I'm speaking now. Now, I conclude here by giving thanks to Lenin himself. Not that I channeled him or he sent me a personal note. And not that even he wrote what I'm going to quote, but it's his party that carried it out, and it's his international. Again, in the spirit of what Rabab mentioned earlier, but a couple years later, there was, in September of 1920, something called the Congress of the Peoples of the East, held in Baku, Azerbaijan, and organized by the Communist International. And there it's worth quoting from, because it gives you an idea of the stretch that a communist organization was making, that should be made today too, by all good communists. I quote, "They called for a holy war to end the division of countries into advanced and backward, dependent and independent, metropolitan and colonial. A holy war for the liberation of all humanity from the yoke of capitalist and imperialist slavery, for the ending of all forms of oppression of one people by another, and of all forms of exploitation." Now, they could carry it out. It had the weight of the Russian Revolution and the support of the workers. Now we have a revolutionary movement that started in the East, and we in Workers' World call upon the workers in the West, or in the North, we might say it, to join that class war against exploitation and for the liberation of humanity. Thank you.